Halo Bismania, kita kali ini akan membahas tentang keton. Apa keton berbahaya di dalam tubuh kita, dan ini adalah part keempat yang terakhir dari series 4 series yang saya munculkan di video ini. Jadi video ini dibuat oleh What I Have Learned. Terima kasih telah mengklik video ini. Bagi yang merasakan manfaat dari materi di BINARAGA.NET ini, silakan klik subscribe dan tombol lonceng di bawah ini, dan bisa silakan share kepada teman-teman Anda. Selamat datang di channel BINARAGA.NET bersama saya, Joe Poangfu, bisa dipanggil nama Joe JP atau JP, yang membahas tentang nutrisi, latihan, dan produk seputar fitness. Banyak orang mengira bahwa ketosis dan keton ini sering dikaitkan dengan kondisi ketoasidosis, ya, dan dianggap berbahaya. Nah, apakah keton ini bisa berbahaya bagi tubuh, dan keton ini sebenarnya dipakai oleh otak kita, dan apakah bisa mengganggu otak kita, bahkan bisa membuat otak kita semakin rentan berisiko terhadap potensi bahaya apapun ini. Yuk, mari kita lihat. Simak penjelasan dari What I've Learned ini bagi yang penasaran hubungan keton dengan otak kita dan apakah berbahaya bagi tubuh kita. Yang khawatir, video dari What I've Learned ini telah kita sematkan teks bahasa Indonesia supaya Anda bisa mengerti, karena video ini dalam bahasa Inggris.
One trade-off for a bigger brain was a smaller gut. Less energy spent on the gut meant more for the brain. As is stated in a public Library of Science article titled Man the Fat Hunter, to adjust for the high metabolic cost of a large brain, shrinkage in gut size was a necessary accompaniment. A shorter human gut had evolved to be more dependent on nutrient and energy-dense foods than other primates. A smaller gut is less efficient at extracting sufficient energy and nutrition from fibrous foods, and considerably more dependent on higher density, higher bioavailable foods that require less energy for their digestion per unit of energy/nutrition released. This implicates fat as an important food source because it is obviously very energy dense, providing 9 calories per gram. But the efficiency of using fat for fuel is deeper than just calories. Also, our brain's power and capacity for intellect comes not just from the increase in size, but also from the enhanced blood flow and efficient use of oxygen. Roger Seymour of the University of Adelaide and his team found that blood flow to the brain increased at an unexpectedly rapid pace over a period of 3 million years. Seymour says, while the brain was increasing 3.5 times, blood flow rate surprisingly increased 600%, from about 1.2 milliliters per second to 7 milliliters per second. This indicates that our brains are 6 times as hungry for oxygen as those of our ancestors, presumably because our cognitive ability is greater and therefore more energy intensive. This would suggest that the most important fuel for the brain is going to be one that uses oxygen more efficiently. And this is exactly what ketones do. Dr. Richard L. Veach found in 1994 that administering ketone bodies to a rat heart led to a 25% increase in hydraulic work, but a decrease in oxygen consumption. Theodore Van Italia explained this phenomenon in a 2003 article by saying that the ketone body beta-hydroxybutyrate increases the efficiency of energy production in the cell's mitochondria. If you were schooled in the States and attended even a day of biology class, you would know that mitochondria are the powerhouses of the cell. But is this improvement in efficiency happening in the powerhouses of the brain cells? Well, Van Italia says that studies of blood flow and oxygen consumption in the brains of food-deprived obese human subjects revealed values that were well below the normal levels for adult human brains. They suggest an increase in the metabolic efficiency in human brains using ketoacids as their principal energy source in place of glucose. People who have done extended fasts will sometimes report a euphoric or drastically enhanced state of mental clarity around day 6 or 7. This is when ketone bodies have reached a particularly high concentration, somewhere over 5 millimolars per liter, depending on the person. In essence, ketone bodies may be a preferred fuel source for the brain, as they provide more cellular energy per unit of oxygen compared to glucose. Getting more bang for your oxygen through ketosis would be incredibly significant for the development and maintenance of big brains. Some of Dr. Dominic D'Agostino's work revolves around taking advantage of ketosis's efficient usage of oxygen in the cells. His research touches on ketosis's potential for treating a variety of illnesses including epilepsy, ALS, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and even some cancers. His initial research, funded by the Office of Navy Research, was aimed at improving Navy SEALs divers' diving capabilities. The most straightforward display of ketones' efficient use of oxygen is that simply by being in the state of ketosis, Dr. D'Agostino was able to double his breath hold time from 2 minutes to 4 minutes without any prior training. To sum all this up, when fasting long enough or when protein and carbohydrate intake are restricted enough, our bodies switch over to breaking down fat and making ketones, potentially the most efficient fuel that can be used by humans. The brain is a massive blood flow, oxygen, and energy hog that needs to be constantly fueled. Anything that could enhance energy efficiency would be very important for the survival of big-brained humans. Despite the evidence that our bodies and brains may actually prefer to run on ketones, ketosis is still frequently misunderstood as a potentially dangerous state.
Semoga bermanfaat. Saya Joko Info. Bersama BINARAGA.NET, kami mengajak Anda membangun rasi baru yang lebih cerdas, fit, dan tangguh untuk menuju kemandirian energi yang berkelanjutan.